It's your pal Al here with the 19th of April extended Saturday walk. I'm trying to figure out how to get across this creek here in the woods by the Ohio. It's still pretty damn mucky. Dakota gave me a warning by walking down there and sinking in. I think if I can get over there to the other side, it's not too bad. It's pretty soft even up here on the bank. But I'm gonna take little bits of this and stitch it together and show you all how things have declined. The water's declined since the high water mark was up there at the top of that rise, which is actually it's probably a little bit above it. That's Shawnee's golf course up there, and it was pretty much all underwater back when it was flooding. This was way underwater. Lots of garbage and stuff. Oh, there's another sports ball. There's always sports balls out. Alrighty, I'm gonna turn this off and then start another one in a minute. Okay, I made it over that creek. Now this is interesting. That trench is the Louisville Loop, and it looks like they've come through here with a bulldozer or something and cleared it, which is, yeah, I'm gonna say from these tracks here it was a bulldozer. Yeah, they were over there working on Portland Warf Park. That's wild. This will be the first time in probably a decade they've done anything to this park. This is that stretch between the Shawnee Golf Course and the Ohio River, which is one of my favorite places to come hike because I can just, despite the road noise, which is much less over here on this side of Shawnee Park, Shawnee Golf Course, but still you can hear it. It's much less here. It's still pretty icky. I'm probably going to cut up here to the golf course in just a second, but yeah, they've got this all dug out through here. That's interesting. I wonder if they're actually gonna do something. They need to elevate it by a lot, as you can see, but they've gone down to the asphalt along through here apparently. I mean, at least till it went underwater. This is intriguing, and it looks like they've gone through the woods here up that way. Now I've got to figure out how to get to the other side of these tracks. I guess I'll go down past that part of a culvert where Dakota is. All right, decided to get up here on the edge of the golf course for a minute because it's mucky down there. You have to walk really flat-footed, or you know, if you roll off to your feet, the toes just sink underneath. If you walk flat-footed, it doesn't squish up around you very much. At least if you're careful, walk on plants and stuff. Still following, keep an eye on this bulldozer trail through here to see if they pick up the Louisville Loop Road on the other side of all this flooding. This is one of the greens, or fairways. Over there is where they would tee off from, and over there's the hole. It is just a mud flat. Look at all the deer track everywhere. Pretty cool. But I guess it's gonna be a while until this is open. Yeah, what a mess. Well, I found a couple of guys working on this bridge, which has always been way too low. You can see, I mean, boy, it is much worse after that flooding. But they've been tearing shit up over here. Waiting for this guy to get off the phone so I can ask him what's going on. Okay, so they said they're going to, that they're actually surveying it to see what they can do with it, which is pretty cool. I think it's been at least a decade, probably more like 15 years since anything has been done to this stretch of the Louisville Loop. And what a pretty place to put it. I mean, but boy, they've got to raise it up. Look at this bridge. You can see how deep under the soil that is, which is worse than it was. But it's always been up, like the mud's always come up over it, and it's, you know, silt deposit on it to where it's covered. I mean, it usually has like 2 feet of mud and muck on top of it. But the four-wheelers, they love it because I guess they've got to tear through there. Yeah, I don't want a free golf ball. There's golf balls everywhere. All right, I'm going to continue on the other side of the bridge, I think. So this is the Sherman Minton Bridge. which goes right through the middle of the Shawnee Golf Course. It's part of I-64. Goes over to New Albany over there. I'm kind of starting to think that the golf course is closed. I thought I saw people out here playing on it last week, but either I was mistaken or there's only a few holes that are open. But this is just empty. There's a guy coming by. Yeah, there's just mud flats everywhere. Sherman Bend's kind of a cool bridge. Thanks to the Biden Infrastructure Act, they replaced, oh man, they did so many repairs. The concrete columns were, I don't know if there's a word for it, the concrete was sloughing off and exposing the rebar underneath. They replaced all the decking. A few times the bridge was completely closed for a few days. They replaced all the cable stays along the arches, painted it, but it was, I think it got a D rating, and they just immediately closed it down to like one lane in either direction, and it's back fully open now. Thank you, Biden. I think they're trying to cut all the rest of that funding and take it back so that they can give tax breaks to the ultra wealthy. Surprise, surprise, surprise. So, all right, I'm going to continue on my walk. I'm going to try to go down to Market Street. I was going to go through the woods over here, but considering the level of muck that there was on the other side of the bridge, I don't think it's going to be much better through here. By the way, this is an asphalt road, and it still has just a layer of mud that's at least a half-inch deep on it. Excuse me. Golf course geese go slowly winking by. And there they go. Go get them, Dakota. She loves chasing her some geese. Incongruous sports ball washed up out here, so they've obviously been doing a lot of cleanup, gathering. See all these piles of stuff, but I think now that this is indeed closed. There's not a single car up there in the parking lot, and it's Saturday and really nice. So, yep, I think Dakota and I have this pretty much to ourselves, except for the dude running around in the little John Deere four-wheeler doohickey and some parks employees that are out there. So, right, so I'm quite a ways down on the other side of Shawnee Golf Course. There's some people out here working there on break right now. They're just standing around talking by that car. Boy, that's a big old chunk of wood that skid loader's got. This tree came down, I think, from way back there. There's a stump at the bottom of that tree that looks like it's the same as the bottom of this tree. So I guess it floated all the way over here. I was completely wrong about seeing anybody out here playing, or if I did, there were some weirdos that weren't supposed to be out here. This is still a mess. It's going to be a mess for a while. I mean, I guess if you like playing on caked mud, this might be your kind of thing, but I don't think that's much good for sports ball. That's a hell of a tree. Well, it was. Well, all right, let's keep going. I think Market Street's right over here at the end of the golf course, so I'm going to turn into the city and head back home. We're about 3 miles into our walk at this point. This is the lovely Southeastern Parkway. Shawnee Golf Course is over on the other side of those buildings. Back there, those houses. We're kind of heading back along here. Market Street is behind me, and we're about 3 miles into my Saturday walk. We usually do much longer than this, but I've got to go to work for various reasons. So, cutting it short, heading home. Probably do about 5.5 miles total. Usually try to do 6 to 8, but it won't be a bad one. Usually I'm out for more than 2 hours. We're at about 1 hour 15 minutes. And I will, I don't know, if I see anything interesting, I will show you. But I think these houses are really pretty down through here. And fairly nice and quiet, except for the stupid two-cycle motor-driven leaf blowers and lawnmowers without mufflers. There's been a couple of those. They've got to clear every single street in the Highlands and every single street in the East End and every other part of town that's mostly white. But out in here, screw them. I did get to see some really entertaining things of people trying to pull their pickup trucks out of their driveways and making it about 4 feet and just spinning. Because it was, I mean, you could have skated on this. A lot of pretty dogwoods going on right now. We're having kind of normalish seasons, though. It seems like some of the flower irises are very, very early. It is also has gotten quite hot. It was 75 degrees when I left the house, and I'll bet you money it's 80 or more right now. And I'll probably check in one more time before I get home. But this has been my Saturday walk. I hope that you are having a good walk yourself, or if not, you're enjoying my walk. Okay, we're kind of in smack dab in the middle of the Portland neighborhood of Louisville. And this is kind of the poorest area. It's all kind of generally like this. There'll be little rows of these little tiny post-World War II houses, starter houses, you know, like this whole block. Both sides are just these little bitty things. And then you'll have these nice two-story, you know, single-family homes. There's this weird brick structure. There's another really bizarre one that's cinder block. I don't know what's going on with that place. It has not had anybody in it I've ever seen. You know, it's kind of a church probably from the 50s. But yeah, this neighborhood has a horrible reputation, and it makes no sense to me. It's all quiet, and oh, there goes time for some dog mayhem. But yeah, I just don't understand it. But you know, little secret. This is another typical example of those post-World War II starter houses, little bitty postage stamps. I think they've all got basements, but none of them have windows big enough for them to have bedrooms in them. So they probably do. And then this side is the more sort of like, I don't know, suburban kind of thing going on. It's one of the biggest hills in the Portland area, leading up towards where I live. See E. Leland Park, Taylor Park is over there at the end of the street, where you will frequently see my dog walk updates. It is hot enough that I'm getting my first sweat of the year going, which is fabulous. I would much rather this than the cold. And I think I'm going to call that my extended dog walk update for the 19th of April, 2025. Thanks for coming on a walk with me. See you next time.